Did your siblings ever pull a prank so cruel you still flinch thinking about it? Growing up in the middle of nowhere, with fields stretching out as far as the eye could see, my 3 older brothers were my entire world and my personal tormentors. We lived so far out in the country that our nearest neighbor was a 15-minute bike ride away, and our mom, who worked long hours, often left us in the care of my oldest brother, James. He was 17, more interested in sneaking off to smoke with his buddies than babysitting, so that left me, the youngest at 7, stuck with my other brothers, Michael and David. Those two were 12 and 14, old enough to know better, but young enough to be absolute menaces. They were creative, I'll give them that, but their creativity was usually aimed at making my life a living nightmare. One summer day, I was out in the backyard, poking around in the dirt with a stick, when Michael and David came sauntering over with these serious looks on their faces. "Ethan," Michael said, crouching down like he was about to tell me a state secret. "You need to be careful. A truck delivering animals to the reptile zoo down the road crashed yesterday. A super poisonous snake got loose. It's out there somewhere, and it's deadly." David nodded, all solemn, adding, "It's got this bright green body and red eyes. If it bites you, you're done for in, like 10 seconds. I was 7, man. I ate that story up like it was gospel. For the next 3 days, I was on high alert, jumping at every rustle in the grass, refusing to go near the bushes by the house. I'd lie awake at night, picturing this neon green monster slithering through my window. My brothers, of course, didn't let up. They dropped little comments like, "Heard something hissing last night, Ethan. You better sleep with one eye open." Then, on the 3rd day, I'm out front playing with an old soccer ball when I hear this blood-curdling scream. I look up, and there's David, thrashing around on the ground, clutching his leg. Michael's standing over him, yelling, "It got him. The snake got him." I freeze, and sure enough, I see this green, snake-shaped thing whip through the air and land in the grass. David's convulsing like he's in a horror movie, foaming at the mouth. I later found out it was just spit. My heart's pounding so hard I can feel in my ears. I sprint inside, grab the snakebite kit from under the kitchen sink, because of course we had one, living out in the boonies, and run back out, ready to save my brother's life. I'm fumbling with the kit, tears streaming down my face when Michael snatches it out of my hands, laughing so hard he's doubled over. David pops up, perfectly fine, grinning like a jackass. The snake? An old karate belt they tied to a stick and flung at him. They shoved me to the ground, still laughing, and locked me out of the house. I sat there for an hour, crying and banging on the door while they blasted music inside. I was humiliated, but more than that, I was pissed. They played me like a fiddle. That wasn't even the worst of it. A few weeks later, I was riding my bike into town with Michael and our neighbor, Caleb, to go swimming at the community pool. The road was gravel, bumpy as hell, and I was struggling to keep up on my hand-me-down bike with its wobbly front wheel. Sure enough, I hit a rock, went flying over the handlebars, and smashed my chin on the ground. Blood's pouring out, mixing with the dirt, and I'm sobbing so hard I can barely breathe. My chin split open, and it hurts like nothing I'd ever felt before. Michael rides back, takes one look at me, and instead of helping, he points up at the sky. "Ethan, you better shut up right now," he says, dead serious. "See the hawk up there? It's circling because it smells blood. If you keep crying, it's gonna think you're dying and come down to eat you." I look up and there's this big-ass bird just gliding in circles above us. I'm terrified, swallowing my sobs, try to hold my breath so I don't attract this imaginary man-eating hawk. Caleb's just standing there, smirking, not saying a word. I rode the rest of the way to town in silence, blood dripping down my shirt, too scared to make a sound. When we got to the pool, Michael finally took me to the lifeguard, who patched me up and called my mom. I needed stitches, and I still have the scar under my chin to prove it. Those stories are just the tip of the iceberg. Michael and David once convinced me that the basement was haunted by a ghost who hated kids, so I avoided it for a year. Another time,